Are you ready to transform your leadership style and propel your team to unprecedented success? What if I told you unlocking your full leadership potential is not just about having authority, but it really stands on really truly being inspiring, fostering innovation, leading with leading with empathy, as well as integrity, but most of all, to quote John Maxwell, really in a sense, is influence. So if you are prepared to challenge the status quo, is what we do here, is challenge the status quo and disrupt. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. If you're new to the channel, I go by the name of ED. For you smart and intelligent folks out there, listen, that just simply means Ed. Today's episode is entitled, wait a minute, you may be new to the channel. And because you're new to the channel, I have to explain that I do have an 8-point framework. And these 8 points, my goal, my mission, my job here today is to unpack today's title, which is entitled maximize your leadership potential and influence in project management. Ooh, I like that. You know, family, one of the biggest things, you mind if I share a story? One of the biggest things that I've learned over my career, I've learned over this thing that I hope you fall in love with, that I fell in love with, called project management, is the ability to be a leader. I know it says project manager. I know it says project manager. I know it says project manager, but we're talking about leadership. You see, leadership is one of those things that I truly believe as a project manager that is forgotten about, even though we do it on a day in and day out basis. And the reason why it's forgotten about is because of the fact of we're so busy in the skill set, or I should say the box of managing projects. I remember the first time I had that opportunity to become a leader, and in the space of project management. And really, what I got excited about was the impact and influence that I could have on a team. It wasn't about the authority, like, oh, I got the power now, you need to do what I say. No, those are managers. Let them be where they need to be. But the empowerment, or as John Maxwell would talk about, the ability to equip people, of letting them know, hey, we're going to get through this. Hey, give me an opportunity. I'm going to show you, if you let me lead the way. All I needed you to do is just to listen and then take action. Listen, then take action. I will go fight the battles that you're exhausted of fighting. I will go challenge people that you're tired of having to challenge, because it's the same old story. They always want to watch this, family. They always want to talk more about the problem than they do the solution. See, this is where good leadership, excuse me, I said good. This is where exceptional leadership plays a part, because you need to have the ability to be able to focus on the solution once you understand what the problem is. Okay, I already started and you guys not even clapping for me yet. Just wait, I'll pull up at your address, or as I used to hear them say, I'll bring that flavor of Kool-Aid to your doorstep. So let me get into these 8 points so we can get up out of here so you can get some great content today. Point number 1, promote autonomy and ownership. Ooh, I love that. You know what's so interesting, family, about point number 1, about promoting autonomy and ownership? Let me ask you a question. What if you had someone that said, here's the things I need you to do for me. If you have any questions for me, my door is open, my phone line is open, my what messenger is open, whatever it is, but I want to give you complete ownership on it. All I wanted to do was be able to guide you as far as if there's any impediments, if there's any questions in there, or if you're getting any feedback that is not aligned, or any battles you need to fight. But my goal for you is to really take ownership of this. I want you to own this from the beginning to end. How many of you would accept that? I know I would. And let me explain why I would accept it. I don't know about you. The reason why I would accept that, family, because when you give team members control over their work and their responsibility, it really boosts their motivation. Now, again, here's the caveat, because I know what some of you are out there thinking. I know, because listen, family, I know how this is going. You're thinking, well, there you've given tasks to people and gave them the opportunity to have ownership, and they didn't do anything with it. Again, family, we're focusing on on the problem, not the solution. We need to be focused on a solution, instead of the problem. We know what the problem is. We know that if we give this particular team member or these team members certain tasks and certain responsibilities, that they're not going to do anything with it. That's why we have to fight. We have to foster for the resources that will do something with it. So, by being able to set clear objectives, but really allowing team members to choose their own method and foster a sense of ownership by involving them in the decision making process. Listen, family, here's a good example. You really, when you're coaching, you want to use more of a director, like you're a director, and encourage team members to set their personal and professional goals aligned with the project objective. Family, if you're out there, I just really want to know, what is the single most biggest challenge you are having in project management? Leave it in the comments. Leave it in with me. You can find me anywhere. I'm just curious of what your thoughts are. All right, let's move on to point number 2. Lead change with confidence and clarity. Ooh, I love that. By leading change with confidence and clarity, meaning listen, change we all know is inevitable, meaning that you change is going to happen. But when you are leading effectively, it requires clarity, it requires communication, and most of all, watch this, family, it requires self-confidence. You want to know why I paused there and I said it? Because a lot of times we expect others to give us confidence. Well, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of people that won't pour into you, okay? You don't like that. How about this? There's a lot of people that really believe in you. They're just waiting for you to believe in yourself. Okay, let me move on. So basically what I'm asking, family, or I'm stating is, you want to understand that you want to clearly articulate the reason for change, and then the benefit it would bring, and then engage with support with your team throughout the transition. Now, I've seen some really messy changes over my lifetime, but I've seen some really exceptional changes. And the ones that were really exceptional, meaning the changes that were done exceptionally well, were the ones that really was engaged with the team by clearly articulating what we're about to do, and then the benefit it brings to them, because everybody want to know, well, how is this going to impact me? Are there any benefits? Are there any negative? Being able to address that all really improves everything. Here's a deeper detailed tip for you. Create a change management plan that includes communication strategies, training, and support mechanisms, because this is going to be key, family, because you will have some stragglers, as we will say, that you need to circle back with and find out what's going on, because this change, they even though they weren't expecting it, they may not get on board with you. So you need to do some persuasive convincing. That's why I always believe, if anything, if you want to know anything about me when it comes to project management, I started studying sales books. And the reason why I started studying sales books is because, number one, sales is about persuasion. So just moving people closer to what they already are thinking in their gut, but they're nervous to take action. So you need to give them you need to give them that bridge that allow them to feel comfortable to take action. All right, let's move into point number 3. Point number 3, model resilience in the face of adversity. Listen, family, this is a big one. I should have used message. Anytime I say message, this is the point where you want to lock in. You want to put your phone, if you're watching on your phone, awesome. But you want to make sure you have no other distractions, because this right here, this is going to go deep. Not too deep, but just deep enough so you can understand the importance of it. Demonstrating how to navigate challenges and setbacks without losing momentum sets a powerful example for your team. Family, when you have the ability of being able to really share how your strategies are. I remember Kobe Bryant shared a particular strategy where he was talking about, and I'm going to paraphrase here, so I may not get the story exactly right, but he basically talked about how, where he could have had a fight with his wife and went to practice or play the game exceptionally well, because he understood, he compartmentalized. He was teaching his other teammates, you need to compartmentalize a lot of things so you can focus on where you're at. I remember I had a teacher say, hey, I don't know what you over there doing, but we're here right now. And what the teacher was explaining to me is that I know you're already thinking about waiting for the class to end, but before the class can end. We're here right now, so be present. That's what I'm saying to you, family. So understanding how to share your coping strategies and how to adapt to setbacks. Use challenges as teachable moments. I don't know why we've gotten away from this. I think people have gotten to a point where, I don't know if it's a pride thing or people, you don't want to seem vulnerable because it makes you seem weak, allegedly, but I don't know. But I'm telling you, family, the more that you could share a story of how you went through something, more people are going to be adapt, especially your stakeholders. If you can share a situation, whether personal or professional, of how you navigated through something, they're going to be like, oh, this is someone I want to follow, because regardless of what's going to happen, they understand that you have their back, their side, and their front. Let's move on to point number 4. Point number 4, encourage cross-functional collaboration. You know, this is one of my biggest things in project management. I don't care if you're doing business or you work in an organization or you're just in anything in life. Collaboration is always going to be better than individually, meaning that bringing together diverse skill sets and perspective can really spark innovation and solve complex problems more effectively. That's why I always get frustrated when I'm in a situation and you watch teams start creating these silos. I try anything I can to break up those silos, because it is not beneficial to the collective team as a whole, because I may see something that you may not see because you're so close to it and I'm not. So I can say, oh, have you looked at this? And you'd be like, oh man, that was in my face the whole time. So being able to facilitate opportunities for team members from different functions to work together on projects and initiatives is definitely going to be key. Let's move on to point number 5. Leverage emotional stories to inspire. Listen, stories that evoke emotions, family, can be a powerful tool for leaders to connect with their team. Uh, One of the things I had shared as far as a story to evoke emotions, when my mother had passed, I shared that with the team. And the reason why I shared that with the team is that I wanted them to understand that even though I wasn't through it, I am taking a step at a time. I understand that I'm not the only one that has lost a parent. I'm not the only one that has lost someone in this world. And I'm not going to make excuses of how I can deliver or how you can still hold me accountable. I don't want any exceptions. And by doing that, it allowed team members to see how, first of all, how vulnerable I was. And second of all, that to know that, hey, he's here for us. And so, again, family, sharing personal stories that highlight challenges you overcome, lessons learned from previous projects as well, and moments of triumph is going to be huge. Because if you can find a way to relate your stories back to your team goals and challenges, that is a huge key. Point number 6, build and maintain trust. You know, trust is really the foundation of effective leadership and team cohesiveness. It's only earned through consistent actions, honesty, and integrity. You know, one of the hardest things when you are building a team, family, if someone tells you something as a confidant, or basically telling you something that they didn't want anyone else to share, and you go and share it with someone and you say, hey, don't say nothing, you're going to lose that team member, which is going to be a domino effect, because they're going to start telling everybody else about how they entrusted in you with some personal information or some information that they didn't want out to the team, and you went and started talking to everyone. So you want to ensure, family, that if someone says, hey, this is confidential, I don't want this shit, you need to keep that between you and that person, regardless, unless it's something unethical that is, first of all, going to have an impact to the team or impact to some people that may cause harm or something of that issues. But you always want to keep your promises, and you know my big word, your commitments to everything. Let's move on to point number 7. Champion psychological safety. Listen, what I mean by this, family, I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. We have to create environments for people, our stakeholders, to feel safe to have transparent conversations with us. without fear of a retaliation, without fear of a negative, oh, I can't wait till I get a chance to talk bad about you, without a fear of them feeling like they're about to be judged. So what we need to do as leaders, family, is create that psychological safety to let them know, hey, we're about to have a conversation. What happens here stays here. And if anyone at that time is saying something to attack another person and not build up another person, we're going to ask that person to be replaced with a new stakeholder. Point number 8. Practice strategic communication. Listen, what I love is effective leaders understand that strategic communication is key in influencing and guiding their teams toward their goals. You always want to tailor your communication as a leader to the style of your audience. I always say that. I always say, know your audience, because you want to ensure that your message is clear, consistent, and aligned with the strategic objective. I like to test out different things. Like recently, I said, hey, for the month of April, we're going to be doing some training, more on artifacts and the theory base. I put out a video and it was like, I'm not really interested because I mean, you guys looked at it, but you didn't really look at it. So I was like, okay, this is the content that you need. This is stuff that is pragmatic, meaning that these are things that you can actually do today. With a project charter, you need it. Yes, it's part of the project management, but I forgot what I came, as Jay-Z would say, we forgot what we came for. And I forgot what I came for a moment. I'm still going to do a lot of training. I got to do that. But the point I'm trying to make, family, is that these pragmatic videos really allow someone, and I appreciate the message that someone left me regarding the hypercare video, because I did respond, because that is true. These are things, when you become a project manager, or if you're already a project manager, you should be able to align with this stuff, because it actually truly happens. When I'm talking about leadership, when I'm talking about that hypercare video, when I'm talking about when you have to deal with a know-it-all stakeholder, how do you navigate through this terrain? Um, Here's a bonus for you, family. Prioritize team health and dynamics. Listen, the overall health of your team in terms of relationships and interactions will directly impact productivity as well as the project success. So you want to make sure that you are protecting that space for them, that they feel protected, that you're creating an environment. Whether you can't control all the other environments, meaning all the other meetings that they may be in, but when it comes to your meeting, when it comes to your stuff, you have more opportunity to control that area for them to make them feel safe. Family, my 3 closing remarks, so I hope you enjoy this. First one is model resilience in the face of adversity, meaning demonstrate how to navigate challenges and setbacks without losing momentum. Sets a powerful example for your team. My second one is promote autonomy and ownership. By doing that, family, what you want to do is giving team members control over their work and responsibility truly boost motivation and satisfaction. And then my final one is leverage emotional stories to inspire. Basically, stories that invoke emotions, family, really can be a powerful tool for leaders to connect with their team while you're conveying values and an inspiring action. So, family, I hope these 3 closing remarks, just recapping everything, really could help you. There's so much information in there, so I think I would recommend you go back and listen to the video again. I really think leadership, if all of the aspects of project management, this is the one that you really want to hone, you really want to continue to work on constantly, day in and day out. So until next time, I've been your boy ED. You know my slogan, you know my motto. I'm gonna work on that. I don't know why I just want to like this, but anyway, for those who ever watched Bewitched, no, that wasn't. She did the twinkle with the nose. But anyway, I digress. Let me get up out of here. Until next time, family. You see, I'm having too much fun with this. I truly love what I do, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to do this day in and day out, because I get a chance to give back, and I'm hoping that these videos are really helping you, just not from a theory standpoint, meaning from the book, from the Pinbach book, but also from a pragmatic, where you can go into a project management role today and look at these videos. This is the architect. I wish someone would have laid this out for me in this manner, but I'm doing it for you now. They always say if you want to make a change, you have the opportunity to make the difference. Until next time, I'm gone.